Hi, guys. This is Jack, and today we are going to be talking about Better Man, the new film by Michael Gracie, starring Robbie Williams, who is a CGI monkey. Before, I get deep into that movie, I just want to say that this location change, I think I'm probably going to stick here for a little bit because I want to show my small Criterion collection because, I love movies. You can tell from the channel. But yeah, I just wanted to give that little note. So, Better Man is basically a musical biopic starring Robbie Williams, who is a British pop star, mostly a huge pop star, not to, Americans, but to the rest of the world. His hits have been kind of in my head for the past couple years as I'm really getting into, pop music. I wasn't really into pop music when I was young. I was more into, punk music, hip hop, and just occasional rock. But as I get older, I start to really have a feel for pop music, especially now. It's really good. I love a lot of the pop stars that are rising up to the top these days. But to kind of put a little information about Robbie Williams, basically his life was just kind of all over the place. I will say that I didn't know most of what Robbie Williams' life was. I do know that he tried to, become a pop star here in the States a couple times. He failed a lot, especially since, he's getting cooked on TikTok for his antics.
Yeah, would you mind if I sang it for you? You can.
Yeah,
sure,
man.
Yeah,
Of course. I'd love that. We support all of your creative
Here it goes. Me with the floor show, kicking with your torso, boys getting high and the girls even more so.
And just also his entire idea of Better Man, as he is basically interjecting himself as a CGI monkey, which is very strange. But you know what? I can take anything with musical biopics these days, since a lot of them are just sterile and just follow, the straight rise and fall, a story of, hero. But I think this film kind of does the same thing, but in a more unique way. And I will elaborate deeper into why that is. But yeah, let's get into the specifics of Better Man. So getting to the specifics of Better Man, the film basically starts out just with Robbie Williams as a young CGI monkey, a kid CGI monkey, a little Brit. And he's growing up in his small town in Britain, and he's picked on as a kid. He can't play soccer or football, English football, as the Brits say. And he has a hidden talent, which is singing, and his father does the same thing. But the thing is that his father is kind of just, non-existent in his life because the father wants to become famous, mostly a famous stand-up comedian. And he just leaves out of the picture from the get-go. And this kid is just left alone with his granny and his mother. And in the first 30 minutes or so, you get the general vibe of the film. Basically, Robbie Williams has been shitted on and kicked around in his life, and when he tries to get into a pop band, a boy band specifically, things start to turn around. He eventually becomes, the Robbie Williams that people know, who is basically just a cocky bad boy, almost kind of like Colin Farrell, but British, obviously. And he is just doing the most audacious and crazy things as this one bad boy person in the band, Take That, which was a really huge boy band back in the day. I actually know some of the hits, but most notably, they started out playing at gay clubs, which I didn't actually know. But it was a really surprise type of deal when that thing started to happen in the beginning where they were playing at the gay clubs. I was just like, oh, shit, this is fire. But then eventually they do become famous and they get signed by a big label. And it's the typical rise and fall of a boy band where basically one member is singled out as the most popular band member and they become famous and the rest are neglected. And that's actually Robbie Williams, who is kind of singled out, but also at the same time he's neglected because towards the end of the career of Take That, Robbie Williams decides to leave the band to write his own lyrics, which he's been kind of doing like here and there, but he's fully committed. And he gets to the point where he's just like, all right, I'm going to tap out of this boy band thing and like actually do my thing on my own. And he does that, and you know where the story goes. So going deeper into the movie, once you realize that Robbie Williams wants to become a solo artist, things start to get really hectic. He starts to see a lot of things that aren't there, including people or chimps that look like him. And this is where the thematic really takes into account, because Robbie Williams himself is a pop star who views himself as a product, a icon, a thing that can be commodified. That's basically the entire point of mainstream pop music. It's supposed to be, very light, fluffy, and it's supposed to sell to the masses. And he views himself as that person who is supposed to be viewed as a popular person. And he is popular once he starts his solo career. He gets a lot of number one hits. Some of them, don't really hit hard because he's kind of like full of himself and he's just like, I can do better. And he does. Eventually you get to see his bad boy side as himself, even though there was like a little like flakes of it when he was in the boy band, but now you see it. And eventually the film starts to really become whole when, again, Robbie Williams becomes a solo artist. And these moments really felt like I was watching Rocket Man, the film that was about Elton John. Mainly because this is like one of the most unapologetic musical biopics that I've seen in a while since Rocket Man, because you see a lot of pain and destruction behind Robbie Williams as he's snorting cocaine, he's drinking a lot, he's like passing out in between concerts. He's trying to like really like get himself out there, but his alcoholism and his drug abuse is like killing him, literally. And again, viewing himself as a chimp, this brings more of like a sympathetic perspective to the film, because I think if you put like animals into like any like harsh situation, you're going to get like a very emotional reaction, especially for, people who love animals. And I love animals. But him, again, viewing himself as a chimp really is one of the most boldest things that I've seen in cinema in quite a while. And once again, you start to feel the weight of just everything that Robbie Williams is trying to say, the film actually gets very like emotional and fantastical. A lot of the musical scenes are very bombastic. Again, it reminded me of like Rocket Man, especially the London scene with Rock DJ, and the choreography in that is just amazing. Like, it's probably like one of the most better choreographed scenes that I've seen in quite a while. And yeah, like, it's really, really damn good. I'm just like lost with words with it. But yeah, like, the musical scenes are really great. There's like no like bad song here or any bad choreographed song. The performances are also pretty good, especially from Robbie Williams, who is playing the adult self. His voice work is really good. I don't know if he did the mocap for the CGI monkey, but it's very convincing, and you are able to really tell that you can get like an emotion out of a chimp, a CGI chimp who is just singing and snorting cocaine. Like, it's crazy to really think about that. I think for me, the only downside I got from this film is, one, it is, a musical biopic. It will have moments where you can tell that the film is trying to like speed run a lot of points in the film, especially like the Wikipedia points, the rise and fall, and then eventually the rise again of a pop star. But also at the same time, it's 2.5 hours long. It's like nearly 2.5 hours long, and you feel the length. But even then, once it does get to the third act and things start to wind down and you see Robbie Williams start to really like lose it, the film opens another layer, which I did not expect, but it has something to do with demons and literally fighting demons. I won't spoil what happens, but yeah, like, it's wild. Like, I'm just lost of words by, laying that out there. But yeah, like, this movie it rocked me. Like, it kicked me, it like beat my ass. It gave me a lot of emotional weight, and like, it's a beautiful movie. One of the most boldest movies that you'll see starting this year, as we're getting deep into like 2025, like the beginning. I'm viewing this as a 2025 film. I'm putting it on like my best of 2025 list as I'm starting that out. But yeah, like this is just really damn good. I give it a 4.5 out of 5 on Letterboxd. I'm keeping that score because I think this film down the line, as we get deeper into the year, I think it's still going to like stick out as one of the most innovative films of the year. I'm really sad that this film is getting cooked on TikTok. A lot of, dirty Americans are making fun of this movie, and wrongfully so, because the music goes hard. The musical numbers are pretty damn good. The actual creativity behind, the dance scenes and just the entire like narrative is just really creative. I've never seen a film that really commits to its premise quite like this. But yeah, that's unfortunate that a lot of people are just like cooking it out of spite, and it's sad that this probably is going to flop at the box office, but you can't win some, you can't lose some. But yeah, this is my review for Better Man. I hope you guys enjoy my little spiel. I will be continuing my predictions for, the Oscars. That will be coming pretty soon. I know Critics' Choice is delayed because of the fires, the LA fires. I hope everybody is safe in LA. I hope everybody is just safe in general. Yeah, peace out.